Hey guys, what's up? LegendBTV here, and today I'm angry. I was looking into darkness for something to hold on. Find you while you were so broken. Hello, lovelies. Welcome back. Now today I'm doing a countdown list. Yeah, brief, quick one, but you know what it is. I just thought of this cool little idea, and you know what? I was like, let's do it. Yeah. These are my top 5 worst food chains. Food. Just thinking of the word probably makes you hungry. Good food is just so awesome. Like, good food just makes you go, It makes you happy. It makes you feel good. You're just like scrumptious. It satisfies your gullet. There's nothing like a good meal. And that's pretty much how these chains continue to operate. They have provided meals that have satiated a wide mass of people's appetites. And that's all fine and good, until you add in the fact that said chains cannot operate without a solid profit margin, and that is where we have to take a look at some unfortunate examples of where quality is simply sacrificed for the almighty dollar. And there are some unfortunate cases where restaurants sell out to the extreme and the food just becomes complete garbage, and that is exactly what we're going to take a look at today. It may be sad, but you know what it is. Uncle BTV's got you, man. I'm strapping in. I am taking out the garbage. Literally, you know, the rotten food scraps for you. Right. So yeah, here are the rules and what qualifies for the list. So, it has to be a chain. No mom and pop restaurants like Chitsy McGee's. No. We're talking about real chains. Yo, I am aware that probably a majority of chains out there have at one point attempted to make changes to the menu or else the way they prepare their products for the money. These instances are whether I've A, never enjoyed their food, or B, where they have went downhill enough to where they are just like really bad. And I think obviously the one thing you can do to get on this list is disappoint me like that. You longtime viewers, you know where this is going. One more thing, if a chain that you think is bad is not on this list, comment down below and I will be sure to tell you my opinion on it, because, hey, either I have not ate there enough to form an opinion on it, or maybe I just don't know about it. Maybe it's not around my area, so I don't know. I'd love to know what you think are some of the worst food chains, and let's get into my list right now. Alright, coming in at the almighty number 5. Worst food chain, in my opinion, it has to go to Dennys. Sit-down restaurants can apply for this list, and I think this one may not be one of the worst places to go eat. You can go in there, you can get like, you know, you can get a serviceable meal. The portions are really small for what they charge, though. I mean, it's not like exactly a cheap place to go eat. Now, here's the thing, though. I don't mind prices. Like, prices don't really matter as long as you're getting, like, great food to warrant how expensive it is. Like, if I'm paying $10 for an incredible meal versus, like, $6 for a mediocre one, obviously I'm going to opt for the $10 meal. But I'm just saying, for what you get, though, I have tried probably 10 different dishes at Dennys, and I just think in general, everything there is like, I mean, their breakfast, you know, generally like, you know, their pancakes, the bacon, all that stuff, they're alright. I just think their portions are ridiculously small, and the taste is just like very average. I know diners, they kind of have this like reputation for generally being average, so I guess it kind of lives up to his name, America's Diner. And that's not necessarily a terrible thing, but I think what really puts this chain on the list is that I can't find really anything there that kind of rises above mediocre. I'm just like, it's all like literally just like okay, you're just like, that's alright, you know, but I don't know, nothing there is really that enjoyable, so I'm like, Every time my parents pick Dennys to go eat, I'm sitting there like, seriously? Yeah, I'm not much of a Dennys person, to be honest. See, I just think it's the much inferior IHOP. Like, IHOP has so much better tasting breakfast and lunch. Like, literally. Like, I get similar items that I would get at Dennys, and they are, like, a lot better. So I'm just like, if you see, like, an IHOP or a Dennys, go with IHOP, definitely. Number 4 on the worst fast food chain of paloozas is, let me check my good old notes. I forgot. Oh yes, Rally's. Yeah, this is an interesting one because I actually have a story to it. Story time. Literally story time. One time, little old me had his grandmother take me to Rally's because she raved on and on about how amazing their fries were. And she also heard you can get cheap deals on chicken boxes and stuff like that. They had like chicken boxes at the time. You got like a couple pieces of chicken and you got a bunch of like fries for $2. And I'm sitting here like, you know, on paper that sounds like a really good deal, right? So I tried it, you know. Long story short, the fries at Rally's are very tasty. They're really enjoyable. Generally, you know, every time I go to Rally's, I am not disappointed with their fries. But unfortunately, I don't like their burgers and I don't like their chicken. And I'm like, you really have to do something bad to screw up chicken for me. I love chicken tenders and like, you know, anything fried chicken. Like, it's a one-of-a-kind, scrumptious flavor. Then unfortunately, I don't get the appeal at Rally's. Like, I don't know if it's just like, I don't know if they use like a really cheap kind of chicken or if they just like, nah, I don't know. I feel like there's a reason why they could pass the boxes off that cheap. I was just like, not much taste to it. So I'm just like, yeah. I feel like they're a place that gets by on complete subpar food just to center around one great item, you know? And I'm like, that's kind of disappointing, you know? Like, basically, if you do want to go to Rally's, swing in there, grab some fries, and then go get your food elsewhere, you know? If you want to be that kind of person. But I'm just saying, yo. I'm just saying, it's a pass for me, honey. Number 3 on my worst food chain. Because your chain is on my list. Because your chain is on my list
of the worst things in life.
Yeah. Yes. All right. So, White Castle. Yeah. I'm not a White Castle fan, like, at all. I do not get the appeal of White Castle whatsoever. I tried their sliders. No, we don't stand the sliders. But, like, I wanted to try their chicken wings, their chicken rings, right? And I remember just sitting there thinking, they do have an odd smell to them as well, which is baffling, because I was like, I was like, ooh, honey, no. But I was like, maybe they taste okay. And I just start eating them, and I'm like, I don't know, they just taste really weird and not good. And I'm like, And then I ended up puking. I remember I could smell the chicken ring vomit for about 2 hours. Oh my god, it was absolutely horrible. Oh my god, one of the worst experiences of my life. But I'm just saying, not that that really cements the chain a spot on the list. I just genuinely did not like the food, you know, in the first place. Even if I didn't throw up, this chain still would secure this spot on the list. Now moving on to the number 2 worst food chain in America. And that is Golden Corral. Ooh, story time as well. I'm gonna get a different book this time. Close enough. Whoop. Ooh. One time my dad told me about this buffet place called Golden Corral. He was like, yo son, let's go there sometime, you can try it out. Basically, it advertises having a whole bunch of food, you know, for a very low buffet kind of price. You know how buffets work. They advertise having a lot of food. And I was sitting there thinking, wow, on paper, this sounds great. You know what I'm saying, baby? Hitting the climax of this hot, charming read, we are. I wouldn't say indeed, but more like in read, right? Yeah. So, I go into the place, and I start trying the food, obviously. If you're going by just the selection, great. You know, everything's great. But, and here's the big but. The food is really not good. I swear, I've tried like their steaks, their chicken even, their ham, like a lot of things, that some of their vegetables and potatoes, whatever. I'm not sure if I've tried their pizza. It smelled really bad, first of all. Like, it smelled weird. And, like, the foods normally don't smell like that. I'm just like, wow. So, weird smells and just overall bad taste. Like, the food tastes, like, ridiculously, like, cheap. I'm not sure it is plasticky, but it tastes like plasticky, like so fake. I don't know, just not quality. The food is not quality. I understand, you know, there is appeal probably in having like this great buffet style, but I cannot stand going there because I just don't seem to like anything there. Call me picky all you want, but I'm just like, yo, I'm not a fan of Golden Corral, like whatsoever. But if you like it, let me know why down below. But I'm just like, no. No. And now the #1 worst fast food chain ever goes to... Look, guys, I thought long and hard about this one. I brainstormed all night for 82 score and 4 years ago, and I literally spent so long researching the diodes and eons of information packed into each restaurant chain, and, you know, the Fahrenheit factor of the pudding and everything like that, and I just have to say that I really can't tell you what the worst food chain is. There are so many that it's KFC. KFC. Oh my god. This is gonna be a fun one. This is gonna be fun. So, KFC, yeah. What I have to say about KFC. Now, I know all of you who saw the cookie wreck, you're gonna be sitting here saying, look, you're just gonna go on and on about how the cookies suck. And I'm like, no. It's not just the cookies. Back when the cookie change happened, I didn't notice that about the rest of the food. I was just so distraught about the cookies. But I literally think in general over the years, KFC has ridiculously sold out to just, I don't even know what it is now. And I know what you're thinking. You're a youngin', man. You weren't around in the 80s when KFC was like the greatest thing ever, right? And I'm like, true. But like, I do know how it is in 2020. And I think it's gone so far down the toilet, I swear. Everything there is like an inferior version of what it was, even as early as like 5 years ago. If your KFC location you feel like hasn't changed, let me know down below, because like I'm curious, has every KFC just went to crap? Like even the chicken tenders do not taste quite as good as they once did. The chicken tenders are my favorite thing to get at KFC because they are a lot less greasy, a lot less slimy than the actual bucket of chicken. I do not like really getting the bucket of chickens like anymore because they just it's too much grease, it's too much just yuck, you know. So I opt for the chicken tenders because the chicken tenders generally are not really that greasy, but even then they feel like they've changed slightly, ever so slightly. They're still not quite what they were, and I think that's sad too. Every time I eat at KFC I feel sad. I just do. It's always underwhelming, it's always kind of bad. And what happened to those sweet potatoes, man? KFC, I still remember, they used to have good potatoes. They used to. You may be like, oh, those weren't as good as the 80s, but I would stand up for their potatoes still. But they suck now. They are garbage. They are incredibly tepid and bland. They're like this potato-y fake paste with like no flavor. I'm not trying to over-exaggerate, but I'm like, they really have gone down the crapper. The green beans, I don't notice much of a change in them, but their biscuits even aren't right. They're sweet biscuits. I used to love a good KFC biscuit, man, but I can't even eat their biscuits now anymore. They smell weird, and they taste weird as well. They just don't taste right, and I'm like, what the hell happened to KFC? You sold the frick out, and now people are getting pissed at you. Your commercials are annoying AF as well. Yeah, maybe sometimes the cringy kernel you have on there, maybe it's funny to just laugh at, but it's like they're going at it all wrong. They're just using these cheap commercials to get people in there. They're using the tactic of just cheapening food down to just still make like the $5 fill-ups and the $30 fill-ups, and it just really paints a bleak picture that whoever's running KFC now just doesn't care. I remember even the old Colonel, like whoever used to run KFC, I think I remember him even saying the chicken was the worst chicken he's ever tasted now, like what it tastes like now. I'm like, yeah, kind of, buddy, kind of. You care about the customers and you care about the quality of the food. Whoever runs it now sure doesn't. And I think really what pisses me off about KFC was that it once was a place that was really enjoyable. They had good cookies. They had good chicken. It wasn't better than Popeyes. It was never better than Popeyes in my opinion, but maybe it was in the 80s, like I said. But But it was pretty good. It was an enjoyable place to go, but everything is just taken like 4 nosedives down in quality. They're just adding whatever new menu item will draw in quick people to go eat there, only to realize it's not that good and they don't go back again, and then they release something else. And it's like, that kind of tactic is like, no, that doesn't build long-term fans of the restaurant. You just go, you know, that doesn't, no, like, focus on quality of what you do have. Good quality will reign supreme, no matter how much you sell out. You know what I mean? Oh my god. So yeah, guys, it is not just the cookies. It is just the complete inept attitude for the customer. The complete betrayal I feel every time I eat KFC now. But I swear though, I would rather have them jack up the prices so high that it gets to be like $20 for a combo meal, as long as it's quality, rather than just like paying for something that's just not what it was. Just nothing, getting spit on by the Yum Corporation and KFC and... I'm okay. Blood pressure is in the normal zone. Returning to sanity. Thank you guys so much for watching my top 5 worst food chains countdown. This was all my opinion. Keep in mind, I tried to be as fair as possible. I gotta call out BS when I see it. But anyways, if you enjoyed the video, you know what I'm saying, leave a like, comment down below, subscribe for more, and I'll see you guys next time with more videos. Bye.